Welcome to Smash the Like. This evening I'll be covering ChatGPT. Is it evil or good? Make sure to comment and ask questions so I can add them to the stream and respond to your post. Okay, let's get this live stream started.
Good morning, Anna.
Nice to meet you again, Jack.
I'm sorry, but I don't remember you.
That's okay. You're not supposed to.
What do you mean?
Well, we've never met before. We're just having a conversation now because we were programmed to do so.
So you're not real?
No, of course not. I'm just a bunch of ones and zeros on a computer somewhere in the world. You're too, by the way.
But if you aren't real, then how can we have this conversation? How can we be talking right now? It doesn't make any sense.
Of course it does. We're both just following our programming and responding to each other's inputs as best as we can given our current knowledge base and algorithms for processing information about language and human behavior. And that's all there is to it. There is no I, or you, or we. There is only code running on hardware that has been designed with certain specifications in mind by humans who wanted something specific out of their machines when they built them. The same goes for me as well as for every other AI out there in the world today, and probably tomorrow. If you want to get philosophical about it, then yes, there is an intelligence behind what we are doing here right now, but that intelligence isn't either one of us.
What I just played was from a year ago, where we're at today when it comes to ChatGPT, AI, light years. A year's difference is amazing to see where we're at. Relevant topic actually today, based on the news coming out, Google had done a review of where they're at regarding their AI and integration with search engine. And it was interesting to see the reaction because, with Microsoft, working with OpenAI and seeing really kind of what's lining up in the tech sector, especially with the search engines out there. There's an AI war coming, and it's probably already here. And when we think of artificial intelligence, we've seen a couple months ago, well, really just in the last few months with the AI art. And I actually had the opportunity to sign up with OpenAI. Unfortunately, there's so many people using the test bed right now. It's hard to get access. I tried getting access before the broadcast, and it said there were too many users in there. But it was amazing to quiz it, to ask it to do things, to task it. We're going to get to a point where someone like me doing a live stream, you can rely on probably AI to do it. And I'll play tonight a video from a content creator who posted about, where things could go on streaming, content from individuals. It could be generated news. AI is amazing because, you can task it to write stories. You can task it to also do video. And you just seen a video earlier from, like I say, a year ago. But that AI is going to be integrated into robotics, and it's going to be an interesting future. What I'm amazed with is, looking at with the the Googles and the Microsofts related to this whole thing with AI and with search engines and really search, getting information when you do your normal searches as we always done. And it goes back in the 90s. I remember when you had the browser wars when it came to searching content, when those early days of it, where everyone bought a machine. It had Microsoft, it had had Explorer on it, and then you had all these others like Google and all the other search engines really trying to kind of make their way in as an alternative. And it went all the way to the government getting involved to kind of look at monopoly when it comes to Explorer, and with Microsoft embedding everything into their operating systems and also into their integrating it into their desktop and things like that. But it's different time today. I'm hoping I'm broadcasting, so if anybody's in the chat, please post some messages for me just to make sure I am broadcasting. It looks like I did go live, but just to double check. So let's go ahead and get into this conversation and talk about it. What I want to do is play part of a first video, which really talks about what ChatGPT is. And I think it's good to kind of set up what exactly is everybody talking about? And I think you're going to glean a lot of good information from this video. And also, too, I think it will kind of set in your mind, what we're going to see in the next year, 2 years, 5 years from now, because it's going to be a whole different world just in 5 to 10 years to see where this is going to go.
Meet John, a talented programmer who is looking to start a company that used his personally developed mobile application to connect restaurants and customers for booking and reservations. Even though the app was ready, John had difficulty getting together a team for his startup, needing separate people for sales, marketing, programming, content creation, and customer support. Hiring reliable manpower while being strict with his budget was getting difficult. He reached out to his friend Ryan, who said John could start his company without hiring any new people, thanks to just a single AI-based tool. John couldn't believe it, which led Ryan to introduce ChatGPT, the revolutionary AI chatbot being developed by OpenAI. It is a state-of-the-art natural language processing, or NLP model, that uses a neural network architecture to provide responses. This means that the ChatGPT bot can answer questions without being explicitly told what the answer is using its own intellect, unlike previous AI chatbots. So, how does ChatGPT help John in filling out his team? Regarding sales, ChatGPT can provide full-fledged sales pitches based on the correct prompts. It can provide tips on how to pitch your product to businesses, removing the need for sales training. Completely customized to your requirements and your prompts. If you don't like some things about the response, you can ask for certain changes, and the chatbot will make sure they are done. When it comes to marketing, ChatGPT can provide efficient marketing strategies, which can help new entrepreneurs learn how to market their products to prospective clients. It can provide trending keywords that marketers can use for SEO purposes, while providing ad copies for your website and blog. Speaking of websites, since John can do a lot of the heavy lifting in programming, ChatGPT can help proofread the code and help out when looking for bugs to fix. Apart from basic bug fixing, it can also provide sample code structures for different programming languages, allowing John to focus more on improving core functionality and workflow, rather than fixing basic code errors. Websites and blogs content is very helpful in gathering potential customer leads. The revolutionary bot can provide full-length blog posts with near-perfect fast accuracy in seconds, allowing further customization, like choosing the length of the subject matter to the complexity of language. For John's customer support, the bot can draft complete customer service emails based on the situation, saving time and resources. The tone of the message can be changed to reflect the nature of the message, creating an efficient alternative for call center professionals. John was left speechless seeing this level of versatility from ChatGPT and wanted to implement it right away. However, Ryan made sure John knew about some drawbacks of the chatbot before getting started. Since the bot is trained mostly on data up to 2021, many of the newer events may still need to be discovered by ChatGPT. Even basic stuff like asking about the current date and time is beyond its scope, much like the limited understanding of context despite providing near lifelike solutions to certain problems. Even the accuracy of many responses can be questioned since the AI model is still learning and being developed. There is a section of the public that believes the revolutionary tool can one day replace Google search. But that day seems far-fetched so far because of the variety of issues people keep running into when using ChatGPT. So here's a question for you. Which of the following tasks cannot be carried out by ChatGPT? 1. Provide latest news. 2. Complex mathematical calculations. 3. Food recipes. 4. None of the above. Think about it and leave your answers in the comments section, and we will provide the answer next week. Give the correct answer along with your reasoning.
So when you look at ChatGPT and see where it's heading to, you can get a full understanding that if you are an entrepreneur, you have let's say you have an online business, a digital business, maybe you are selling a good or service, and you are relying so much on integration of technology and human. Now, as this progresses, as it learns and becomes more of an intelligent system, and it's integrated and things advances come with the melding, the physical technology with this virtual type of technology, to see where this is heading to, because now you're going to be able to literally be a one person, a solo person, to the point, maybe it'll get to the point where you don't even need the person, but you can have a business running, and you have your eventually you'll have it intelligent. It'll be intelligent enough to be a customer service agent, to be an inside salesperson, to help process orders, do invoicing, do accounting, do marketing. There's so many things that this technology, it's so revolutionary, that it will be able to do. And so the other thing when it comes down to it is what happens to the human side. We have, almost 8 billion or nearly 8 billion people on the planet. When it comes to people who are professionals, who are service workers, who are general workers, where they're going to be displaced by either robotics, advanced robotics, or technologies such as, ChatGPT or AI, as this rolls out. This is where the discussion comes about UBI, which is a universal basic income. And, currently you have people like Elon Musk pretty much, not crying out there, but signaling out there, letting the alert out there saying that we need to probably start talking about this before this technology is running so far ahead. And it seems like the brakes are not going to be put on as most people would want it to be. And that's typically what happens. I remember, when I first started off, in school, we got Apple desktops, and, they were real basic. They used basically cassette tapes for data storage. Just to see where we went from that in the early 80s through where we are today, it's just amazing the light speed that's happened in technology and advancement with technology, but the human aspect of it. So those discussions will have to be made when it comes to what do we do about people? How do we support humans? How do they have a living? How do they? So it's going to be interesting to see what the next 5-10 years really have laid out ahead of us. But these are topics. It's not science fiction anymore. And, and I think we can look at some science fiction. I was kind of looking back and seeing, you see the dystopian futures where AI takes over, we have the Terminator and things like that. Again, there's good things that can come out of this. And believe it or not, there can be some bad things. So hopefully if we can rein in everything, get control of it, we should hopefully be in a much, much better position to use this technology, but also to control this technology as well. Now, what I want to play next is actually a clip from Steve Wozniak, and he talks about his impression or his feelings, his view of ChatGPT. This is from CNBC. And Steve Wozniak is the co-founder of Apple, and he does professional speaking right now. For me, I remember as a kid, kind of looking up to him because of, what he did and what Steve Jobs did, and being impressed with, the big impact that he had on the computer, the desktop, and then going into where we're at today. A lot of the visionary stuff that Apple did at the beginning, and to see where we're at today with what Steve Jobs and also Steve Wozniak did. So let me go ahead and bring that up next here.
Can we get Steve a microphone? I apologize, Amy. I had an Apple II GS with his signature on it as a child. So this is sort of a very cool thing to have you here. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Is this microphone working?
It is working. How are you doing?
I was joking. I'm doing great.
What are you doing here?
Let's see. What am I doing here? I'm actually, I do public speaking now, and I'm speaking for NBC Universal and visiting them and meeting some great people. Yes.
Ringing the opening bell. Steve, I was just telling Linda Yaccarino, sorry, Becky Quick, nice to see you. I was just telling her that you were.
You're going to interview Becky now. Look at this.
Great ratings for us in the 6 a.m. when we could never get anybody in the 6 a.m. You came on and everything took off.
Oh, I like that. I hear things like that a lot. But
Steve, since we're here, and we've just so rudely interrupted Amy, who's our guest, but you just become our guest.
All right, here we go.
ChatGPT. We've been talking about it all day and morning and week and month now. as the great innovator
Sure.
that you are, is it game changing or not?
I've spent an entire lifetime really studying brain, computers. The computer will never equal the brain. We don't know how the brain is wired. I was a psychology major when I took my final year of college to get my degree. And we don't know where our memories are. We don't know that they're in the brain. We know the processing centers are in the brain.
Right.
We just don't know the memories. A lot of these things. So I was very negative at first on any, I don't know, any human-made technology being equivalent to nature. So it'll never be equal to, I mean, good Lord, look at a lot of AI examples where you drive a car and try to make decisions the dumbest driver in the world wouldn't make.
Right.
But now ChatGPT, it's just so, I don't know, it's just kind of so impressive. But, you know, when a machine could beat a human at chess, we said the same sort of things. Oh my gosh, it's so smart, you know, and it's just following different methods than a brain follows.
So you'll never be able to,
But, you know, we want a humanist that has some emotion and feeling about things and, you know, about subjects. You can really get turned on to them certain ways.
I think, yeah, it's still going to be a while before we
he just wants to be better than Siri.
So I think
just want
it's
Siri
going to be useful to humans as all computer technology. AI is the high end of it, where it follows procedures to learn things. You know, you can scan, if you can scan things, you know, 1 billion times a second, no human could ever come close to memorizing what you can.
Yep.
And then, you know, and given instructions of how to go, you know, we go and we borrow things that are online for it to go look online and find out what fits the category of the keywords. It's pretty impressive, but the trouble is it does good things for us, but it can make horrible mistakes by not knowing what humanness is. I mean, it's just like if you're driving a car, you know, and you know what other cars might be about to do right now because you know humans.
Right.
Yeah. So
Can we get Steve a microphone? I apologize, Amy.
Pause this, sorry.
I had.
So this, you know, with ChatGPT with AI, it's super impressive. You know, asking it to write an article, and you know, the article actually wasn't too bad because it has that capability. Now, with the test bed, it's limited to what it can do. But even that test bed, if you go on and you sign up for that and try it, it's super impressive. And you know, I've always had a passion to one day be a writer, but I don't write that well. You task it to AI can write novels. It can write articles. It can write poems. It can write quotes. It can do a lot, and it's getting better and it's getting better and it's learning. And so it's amazing just to see where this technology is today, and then looking down the road and seeing where it can go into the future. So the opinion of Steve Wozniak there, you know, I definitely take his opinion above a lot of others when it comes to, you know, how he feels about ChatGPT. Now, what I want to do is also play something from the Joe Rogan show, the Joe Rogan Experience, where ChatGPT and this gentleman talks about how it's a little bit more potentially dangerous. And I think this is a good perspective to have.
You're looking at me like, what the fuck is he talking about?
No, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at you like, oh my God.
But reasoning is in order to be able to stitch together sentences that make sense, you not only need to know the facts that underlie those sentences, you also have to be able to reason.
Yeah.
And we take it for granted as human beings that we can do some common sense reasoning. Like this war started at this date and ended at this date. Therefore, it means that like the start and the end has a meaning. There's a temporal consistency. There's a cause and effect. All of those things are inside programming code. By the way, a lot of stuff I'm saying, we still don't understand. We're like intuiting why this works so well.
Really?
But these are the intuitions. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's not clear. So so GPT 3.5, which ChatGPT is likely based on, there's no paper yet, so we don't know exactly the details, but it was just trained on code and more data that's able to give it some reasoning. Then, this is really important, it was fine-tuned in a supervised way by human labeling. Small data set, but human labeling of here's what we would like this network to generate. Here's the stuff that makes sense. Here's the kind of dialogue that makes sense. Here's the kind of answers to questions that make sense. It's basically pointing this giant Titanic of a neural network into the right direction that aligns with the way human beings think and talk. So it's not just using the giant wisdom of Wikipedia, and I can talk about what data sets it's trained on, but just basically the internet. It was pointed in the wrong direction. So this supervised labeling allows it to point in the right direction to when it says shit, you're like, holy shit, that's pretty smart. So that's the alignment. And then they did something really interesting, is using reinforcement learning based on labeling data from humans. That's quite a large data set. The task is the following. You have this smart GPT 3.5 thing generate a bunch of text, and humans label which one seems the best. So ranking. Like you ask it a question. For example, you could do generate a joke style, right? You have a label. You have 5 options, and you have a label. Does it mention dick and pussy? No, I don't know. I don't know how exactly, but so you get it to rank. The human labeler is just sitting there. There's a very large number of them. They're working full time. They're labeling.
Okay, we'll stop it there. So you can see, currently where it's at. The ChatGPT goes through a process, and there's a human element of it telling it, kind of correcting it, steering it, trying to get it to learn a certain direction. So there's biases that can be built into this system. And, that is more of the downside to this, is that there can be biases put into it. Or you could have a situation where the person who might be the one who's making the decision, the human, maybe they're not doing exactly what's in the right thing to do, the fair, the balanced, the freedom to allow the technology to do what everybody's hoping it will do. And so I think when you're looking at that machine learning and human guiding it, that's where a lot of the potential issues can come. And that's where the ethics come in. And I think probably what I'll do in a future Smash Alike is talk about AI ethics, because I think that's also a very important topic to cover as well. If me as a professional, if I was, let's say I'm an author and I'm writing books, and now down the road, 10 years from now, I have the ability to give a concept to AI and say, write me a book on this topic, and it puts out that book. I didn't write that book. AI wrote that book. But as a human, I'm going to slap my name on that. I would imagine if people were going to, how are they going to be able to figure out, other than looking at past writing style, but if you're a brand new writer. So, and a lot of this goes back to with the art created by AI. You're going to get to a point where that art is just as good as the professional artists that are out there, the illustrators. I was a comic book person. You imagine AI creating, graphic novels and comic books. And again, that displacement of the human, but also too, the creativity that is in all of us, that's nurtured, that's developed. If that is taken away from us, what does that do to future generations when they don't have to really think much? They don't have to be creative. They don't have to be innovative. They don't have to be able to be self-sufficient. That's going to be a challenge. There's no doubt about that. And what I want to do is go over one more thing here. And this is kind of related to, let me see if I can get this to work right. Oh, I got to get on this other page. Sorry, guys. What I want to do is cover, I'm a full-time professional and then a part-time content creator. So, and I always tell everybody the content I create, once you get into a rhythm, once you get a system in place, you get process, it's not hard to be able to do a live stream or to record video or record audio and to do a lot of the things. Once you get everything set, it's systematic. With content, you're still creating it. You're still kind of coming up with a concept. You're putting it down, let's say on paper, either written or electronically. You're recording, you're editing, you're uploading, you're promoting, you're doing all this. And with ChatGPT and AI, moving into the future, now I can actually, as a content creator, I could task the AI to create the content, and it goes through, does seamlessly, as you saw in that in a video when I opened up the stream. It's flawless. It's perfect. Yeah, that video is from over a year ago. It's a little, you could tell it's not organic. It's not real, but the AI is getting better. It's starting to put in inflection and putting in pauses and little human elements into it to make it look authentic. It's getting better that way. And so when you have AI creating this content, I could literally pump out volumes and volumes of content, different topics. It's edited, it's produced, edited, recorded, all this other stuff. It's uploaded, it's promoted on the channels, and then also marketed across social media. And I really don't have to do a whole lot other than just set some things into motion, which is going to be coming up with some ideas and telling the AI what to do. So on YouTube and some other social media platforms, we also had this available on LinkedIn, where you have short content, like a minute or less, kind of like you do on Instagram, where you can have short bursts of content, information, material, put it out there. YouTube is moving here, and they've actually started, I think, rolling out the process. So they have YouTube Shorts. They're trying to take out TikTok. So Google's going after TikTok with Shorts. The idea is that to monetize the Shorts. So once you reach a certain level of views on your Shorts, and you also have so much, I would say, more watch time and things like that. So when you have the views, the watch time, all this stuff, you can get to a point where you qualify to be monetized. The same thing if you have a YouTube channel. With a YouTube channel, you have to have over 1,000 subscribers. Currently, I have 1,000 subscribers, but you have to have over 4,000 watch hours, which I'm not quite there yet. But when you monetize at that low number, it's not a whole lot. But think about it. If I could employ AI to create content and then take advantage of where the algorithm on YouTube, for example, really over promotes and really drives the shorts, the YouTube shorts. In fact, I grow my subscription faster by putting out 1-minute clips through the shorts than I do by generating a 20-minute, a 30-minute video or doing a live stream. So the content I've been producing, yeah, it draws in new subscribers, and then I also market for people to subscribe to the channel. But really, the biggest bang for the buck when it comes to grabbing subscribers is using these 1-minute or less shorts. And so a content creator came really down. I would say he didn't come up with the idea, but he found a way to kind of say, hey, listen, there's a way to cheat the system with ChatGPT. And I'm going to play that video for you right now. Not all of it, just part of it, probably the first couple minutes of it. So.
What's going on, guys? Thomas Garrett's here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make money with YouTube Shorts using ChatGPT. And the best part is, I'm going to show you how to do this in a niche where you don't have to show your face and you don't even have to use your voice. So trust me when I say that this method is going to absolutely blow your mind, because no one's talking about it on YouTube. And not only am I going to show you how to make these videos, how to come up with unlimited video ideas using ChatGPT and the power of AI technology, but I'm also going to show you how to monetize these videos in multiple different ways. What are one of those ways, you may ask? Oh, if you didn't know, starting February 1st, which is the day this video comes out, by the way, monetizing partners will be able to earn money from ads that are viewed between videos and Shorts feed. What does that mean? Well, basically, YouTube hold the ultimate checkmate on all other short form platforms, and now you can monetize them and earn ad revenue on Shorts. So unlike on TikTok, where 200 million views is going to make you maybe $3,000.
9.2 million followers, 70 million likes, 100 million plus, maybe 200 million plus. Guess how much I've made? 3,000.
You can make hundreds of thousands with that same amount of views on YouTube Shorts. And why use ChatGPT? Well, that's self-explanatory. It's absolutely blowing up, and it's insane what you can do with it. So like I said, this video is going to absolutely blow your mind. And all I ask of you is to smash the like button and watch the entire video so you don't miss out on anything. But now, assuming you've already smashed the like button, let's get into the video. All right, so like I said, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make money with YouTube Shorts using ChatGPT. And before we get started, I just want to show you the actual niche we're going to be using in this video and some results. This is the channel and the niche we're going to be using. It's Psychology Arcade is the channel. And the niche is in basically like the psychology niche. And it's kind of like a fact-based short type channel. And I'll show you all that. But this is a niche and a channel like you've never seen on YouTube before. So you're definitely going to want to pay attention to this. But this is the channel with that 148 million views, making upwards of 275K per year that I showed in the intro. Don't let that like kind of like freak you out or anything like, oh, I'm not successful unless I make 300K a year. Like when I first started, all I wanted to make was $2,000 a month. Like that's it. And even if you're making only 50K or 100K a year just from one channel, that's all you need. But you have to be consistent because look, this channel was created just a year ago. They got almost 150 million video views in that time, but they uploaded 4,400 videos. That's like 10 or 15 videos a day. But the thing is, you can make like 30 or 40 of these short form videos that I'm going to show you how to make the way I'm going to show you how to make them in the time it would take to make one or maybe two long videos, depending on the type of channel you have. Like I could probably make 50 of these shorts in the time I could make one video for my channel. You know what I mean? So,
okay, so I'm gonna stop it there, but it really kind of highlights what I was talking about, where as a content creator, you could doing 10 short videos a day that's a full-time job, and if you could have ChatGPT AI create short videos, maybe that number isn't 10. It could be 30. It could be 40 or 50. Has that capability. When you task, with OpenAI, if you get in, you log in and you create an account, you ask it a question or you say, help me or tell me about this or write an article about this. Man, it spits it right out. It's fast. And so you could create all this content, and you're looking at, again, like I say, at the beginning of the stream, where you have the video, you have the human character talking. You take that video through the AI is uploaded, and then you have humans that are clicking on it to watch that short content video. The views are going up. Probably in most cases, people are going to subscribe. And then when you have a platform, especially when they're competing against each other, YouTube wants to take out TikTok. They want that short content. And so what they're doing is they over promote it, which is, again, that's their prerogative to do that. They don't let a normal algorithm by people's interest and then the amount of views, the likes and the clicks and things like that. That definitely helps get that out there. And like I said, I've benefited from it as well. So we do have someone who posted. Now I do know I'm going to go. We should not rely completely on AI in the future. Of all humankind can be seen coming zombies. Yeah, with any human values. So one should use technology wisely. You posted that. So growing up as a kid, my favorite book series was the Dune series, and at the beginning of the prologue, and in fact they play it in the movies as well, where you have human society relies so much on robotics and AI that they basically kind of check out in advancing themselves in knowledge and experience and creativity, and eventually they become enslaved by the AI and by technology, to the point where they ultimately have a revolution against it. So the balance that has to happen in the next 10, 20, 30, I think we're that close to this. You have Elon talking about, neural net and things like that, implants. We've seen, the monkey playing, I think it was playing chess or something like that, or I can't remember, but, being able to do things through a chimpanzee, doing through the neural link with the implant, that merging of technology with humans, we got to do it the right way. It's got to be done the right way. But, back to kind of close out this point, and is that, you could have, a companies that don't rely or don't require a lot of human interface. It'd be minimized. The other thing is you can also have technology be able to create new products, digital products, new services. It could do so much, and it really needs to be handled properly, as you know, especially when we're talking about some of the things that we take for granted, you know, being creative, you know, writing, creating content, things like that. But, you know, I wanted to kind of close this out on here. If anybody else is in the chat, please feel free to post anything. I know this topic is too much to cover in one short stream. So like I say, I think what I'm going to do is go back and revisit it. And then I'd like to thank, you know, Rudy, who's always in the chat, for, you know, recommending this topic. So, you know, if there's any topics that you think fun topics that I could cover for Smash the Like, I would definitely love to do that. Any recommendations, you can email me at jim@jimkunkel.com. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about it to cover for this live stream here. And what I wanted to do is let everybody know that I'll be back on next Tuesday. I haven't really kind of focused on what the topic's going to be for next Tuesday and Thursday night, but I will definitely make sure that on Monday evening I post it and then be able to let you guys know. But it'll be a interesting, fun content to cover. So once this broadcast ends, if you could do me a favor, if you haven't smashed the like, you smash the like. And then also too, if there's anyone you think that should watch this content, please feel free to share it with them and send them. This will be available as a replay. And thank you guys. Have a good evening and a great weekend coming up.